Very different video today, guys, and it all stems from a conversation I had about a month or so ago with Capital UK. They actually contacted me and said, would I want to do a car competition on their radio station for Christmas? And at first I was like, no, that doesn't fit with what I do. I've got other stuff to do. But then I was thinking about it and I was like, how cool would it be to compete for cars on a national radio station, advertising all throughout Christmas, a car competition? So in the end I was like, you know what, bugger it, I'll give it a go. I think that'd be pretty cool. It's like one of them things you only do once, and I thought I'd just give it a go. So I said yes, and then they asked me, what car do I want to raffle? And I had absolutely no idea.
So my task seems simple. All I've got to do is go out and buy a car. It's as easy as that. But it needs to suit the masses, and I want a car that everyone wants to be in with a chance of winning. And unfortunately, I think that means it's going to be an SUV, because it's got to suit families, suit single people, suit women, suit men. It's got to suit everyone. And I think an SUV is going to do that better than most cars. So we're looking for an SUV. Now, it needs to also be appealing to the masses, so I'm probably going to be a brand new one, or sort of like an ex-demo, 6 months old, under 10,000 miles. And it's going to be German, because that's all I really know. So we are probably looking at a Porsche Cayenne, a Range Rover Sport, an Audi Q7, or a BMW X5. They are kind of my four choices. I did think about a Touareg as well, but it's too similar to the Q7. I think the Q7 is probably better. So we'll eliminate the Touareg. Now, I did a poll on my Instagram around about 2 months ago, asking what you guys preferred as your most favorite SUV. And I was actually quite surprised at the results, because I thought you were going to say Range Rover. But that actually came bottom of the pile by quite some large amount. And Range Rover was going to be my pick. Still could be my pick. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be going around those four dealerships that I've just mentioned, and we're going to be buying a car that's going to be live on Compete for Cars right now. And just listen to the end, because I'll give you a discount code as well. So let's go out and find the best car that I can for the least amount of money, and we're going to start at your least favourite, Land Rover.
So first stop is Land Rover in Cambridge, and as you can see, we have a massive row of cars. Now, there's not just Range Rover Sports here. We've got Defenders, we've got Range Rover Vogues, I guess, or just the OG Range Rover, and we've got Range Rover Sports. So I did think about a Defender. I mean, we could still do a Defender, but I don't know, I just think a Range Rover Sport, maybe a bit more, I would say cool. I don't know. Well, let's have a look. I do feel like the normal full-fat Range Rover is going to be out of budget though. No doubt they're going to be over 100 grand, even for a sort of a demo. In fact, I think you can scan the QR prices to have a look. So what's this? This is a March registered 2025. It's a D350 autobiography. So I'm going to guess mileage, 9,000 miles. I'm going to guess this is 105 grand. 112 grand. So yeah, that's a good 35 grand out of budget. So you can see what we're kind of working with here. So, but that is pretty much top of the range. Autobiography, D350. So working our way down. 2023 plate, bit too old. 2024. So this is a plug-in hybrid. So I'm not sure about plug-in hybrids, especially in a massive SUV like this. I think you just prefer either petrol or diesel. So this is still even 100 grand, 11,000 miles, and it's a 3-litre plug-in hybrid, over a year old. So again, still 30 grand out of budget. So I think we might just forget the Range Rover Vogues. Are they still called Vogues? I don't even know. Full-fat Range Rover. I think we'll turn our attention to some Range Rover Sports. There's also Discoveries as well. but I don't like them. I hate the rear end. I think they look ugly. So here we go, 25 plate. Here you go, this is perfect. 25 plate, D300 Dynamic SE. But how much is this going to be? This would be the perfect car. What? No, that says it's an Octa. Definitely ain't. Let's try again. Oh, this one's confused. This one identifies as an Octa and it's not. An Octa, for an example, is £151,000, which is well out of our budget, but this is just a D300, so. But it identifies as an Octa, this one. I do like this. This would be pretty much spot on what I think would work, but I still think it's going to be well over 70k, even for a demo. How many miles has it done? Yeah, again, just under 10,000 miles. It's got a roof, pretty good spec. So if someone comes out, we'll maybe have a look inside that one. I'll see if I can just find it manually. I mean, that car will be perfect at the minute, but I don't know the price. It's not on the website either, so it does say it's a demo, so it may not even be for sale at the minute. But what else we got? Too old. I think this is going to be... See, I think the big engine petrols are... They sound good in theory, but they're just going to do about 15 miles to the gallon, and it's not going to suit everyone either. Vermilion Edition V8 P530. So let's see how much that is. Even that's 94 grand. So I reckon coming to Land Rover is a bit of a stretch. We're well out of budget so far. Maybe an Evoque is more our style, or a little Discovery. I mean, they're quite a little bit smaller. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at a Defender. I've already done a Defender though, and I had that one I rebuilt. I'll put a link in the description if you haven't seen that. So I'm not too... I liked it, but I don't know if it would just suit the mass amount of people. It probably would. I don't know. I think what I'd struggle with is the interiors. It's just a bit too commercial. If you're getting an everyday car, you want the interior to be really nice, and although the interior of the Defender's all right, it doesn't scream like luxury like the others do. Right, so we've got the keys to the 25 plate. They don't actually know how much it is yet because it's that fresh into stock. The guy didn't even know the price, so he's just gone to find out for me. I do have an inkling it's going to be nearer 80 grand than 70, but if you just want to come have a look at the interior, it is actually really nice. Oh. I'll tell you what, these seats are really comfy. White interior looks great, but if you're a family with kids, I mean, I've got 3 kids, 4th one on the way, and I can just imagine this getting dirty very quickly, and also I can imagine myself getting very protective over the white. So no food, no drink. Although it does look really nice, I think the white interior, for a family anyway at least, if you're single obviously, crack on, happy days. It's a really nice colour contrast, but oh, I'll tell you what, this seat does feel comfy though. It's a nice interior, but as I say, I think he's going to come back and say, I'm going to go 78 grand. Which is, yeah, going to be a bit over budget, but we'll see. So I'll be honest, I got kind of bored waiting around at Land Rover for them to give me a price on this car, which is astonishing. I was there half an hour and no one could give me a price on the car they got for sale, which I just couldn't believe. So in the end, I got bored of waiting. I gave them my number and I left. So we'll find out how much that Range Rover costs a little bit later on in the video, hopefully. But now, let's on to Porsche. Come down to Porsche in Cambridge, and I've had a good look around at some Cayennes, and the only one really, even within our budget, in fact, it's not even within it, it's still well above it, is a 73 plate Cayenne Coupe. So this is just a bog standard 3 litre petrol, 350 brake horsepower, and it's relatively all right spec. It's 2 years old, it's done low mileage, it's less than 10,000, but it's still £78,000, and it looks quite a bit smaller than the Range Rover. It feels like a a mid-size SUV compared to that, and I've just had a look at the interior, and if I'm honest, I don't even need to go inside it. It's quite bland and it looks quite cramped compared to the Range Rover. And for that reason, I just don't think I'm even interested in it. It's £8,000. Well, actually, I still don't know how expensive the other Range Rover is. I'm assuming it's around 80, but this is 2 years older, and it's probably going to be more money or similar money to the Range Rover. And I just think I'm underwhelmed by the Cayenne at this point. So, as I said, it's 2 years older anyway. I think I'm going to leave Porsche there. Let's head to BMW.
So Porsche was a bit of an odd one. I was instantly underwhelmed by the Cayenne, and I normally really like Cayenne coupes. So I think that just goes to show how much I preferred the Range Rover, because as soon as I saw the Cayenne, I thought it looked really small. It looked like a Macan compared to the Range Rover, and also the interior just looked really bland. And judging by the fact that it was already £8,000 over budget, it was 2 years old, I kind of discounted it straight away. And that was the only Cayenne that they had there that was remotely within budget. So that was Porsche pretty much over. So next up is BMW.
So all throughout my life, I've never really been a fan of BMW. Their just interior design was really off, sort of like 10 years ago. But in the last couple of years, they have ramped it up, and they are quite a nice interior now. And the exterior of the X5 is actually a really nice looking car. But the trouble is, every time I think I start to like them, they end up doing stupid stuff and making the most ugly cars. I mean, what even is that? Well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's have a look at some X5s. So now we've made it down to BMW, we're going to have a look at a couple of X5s. And the one that's caught my eye straight away is this one. It's 68,995, so it's under budget. It's a March 25. It's done 11,000 miles, so slightly rich on the miles. It's a 3 litre 30D basically, so 3 litre D in white, black wheels. I don't know about spec. It's definitely not got a pan roof. It's got Harman Kardon though, so it's a decent sound system. It looks quite nice, to be fair. I mean, everyone who watches my channel knows I'm a VAG person, Audi, Volkswagen, mainly Audi, but I do like the X5s, especially the new shape ones. I think they are quite nice, but maybe this one's just a tad bland, I'm not sure. But also it's done 11,000 miles, so it's a little bit over what I'd want and prefer. So that is 3 down, 1 to go. Audi is the last dealership left, and as everyone will know, Audi are my favourite. The only one that's really been any good today is the X5. Slightly under budget, but for a car that was an X-Demo, I was a little bit underwhelmed with it. The paint, although it was white, it was a bit of a creamy off-white, so it didn't look that nice, and it'd done 11,000 miles, but it had a few stone chips. There was a little bit of damage on the interior. It looked a bit worn, a lot more worn than you'd expect a 6-month-old car with 11,000 miles to be. So that kind of put me off a little bit. Although the interior was really nice, I did like it. Like the split folding boot. Boot was bigger in the Range Rover. So all in all, the X5 at the minute is top of the tree. Still haven't got a price back about the Range Rover yet. And we've hopped out the RS7 to get in the RS3. Give that a nice little run. Yes, I don't know about the Range Rover price still. And the Cayenne, I didn't even bother inquiring. It had the 3 litre petrol engine, which, if you've seen my Macan videos, you'll know that are not my favourite at the moment. So if you haven't seen the Macan series, go click in the top right corner and go watch that. So finally, let's head over to Audi and see what Q7s they've got. So we're now at Huntingdon Audi, and yeah, I think my favourite, the Q7, it's no secret. It's probably on, I don't know, it's obviously subjective, but I really do like Audi Q7, it's really nice. The black on black helps as well. So this is obviously a black edition. I'm guessing that's probably an active demo because it's got no for sale sign in the window, so we can rule that one out. I will ask, but I'm pretty sure that one's not for sale just yet. So we'll see if they've got anything else. Oh, they're quite bare. I don't think they've got anything. There's like hardly any cars here for sale. This could be a massive anticlimax. It looks like the only car they've got for sale is probably a demo that you can't actually buy yet.
So after a day of hunting for SUVs, I come away feeling a little bit underwhelmed. The one I really actually did like was the Range Rover, but they couldn't even give me a price. And they never even bothered to contact me to let me know how much that car was. So no idea how they managed to sell cars, but it took for me about 2 days later to go onto their website to find it finally uploaded, and the price was 78 and a bit thousand pounds. It was actually bang on what I thought it was going to be. And that confirmed to me it was 8 grand over budget, obviously 11,000 miles, although I really did like that car, but we're going to discount it because none of you guys actually want a Range Rover, so we'll get rid of that. The Cayenne, I pretty much discounted straight away because it was, in my opinion, nowhere near as good as the Range Rover. I mean, I've never driven any of these cars, but let's be honest, they probably all drive similar. So we're just really going off appearance and tech. The Cayenne just seemed a bit small. The interior looked really bland. And also coupled with the fact that it was the same price as the Range Rover, yet 2 years older. So we'll get rid of that as well. So the X5 was the only real car that I could buy with budget. Obviously the Q7 wasn't available. So we've got just under £69,000 for an X5, but then I was still a bit unsure about it. The paint was a bit off. It was just a creamy white. It was a little bit tatty for a 25 plate. So I thought, well, I'm going to go on Carwow. I'm going to stick in as even as I can configurations for all 4 cars and see what offers I get back on a brand new car. And this is where it got a bit more interesting. So the Land Rover came in at £90,000. Porsche wasn't actually on the configurator or on Carwow at all, so I had to do it manually and go onto Porsche's configurator to configure a car, assuming that we get no discount on that, and it was coming out like for like spec at £91,000. So obviously these two well above budget. The X5 was next in at £80,000. So again, it's 12 grand more than the demo, so we'll get rid of that as well. And then the most surprising one, the Q7. It came in at £69,000 for a black edition with a pan roof, great spec, only £1,000 more than an ex-demo X5, a little bit tatty, that had done 11,000 miles. So at this point, a brand new Q7 is ticking all the boxes and it makes the most sense. So let's go buy a brand new Q7. So here it is, the brand new Audi Q7 50 TDI with Tech Pack, Black Edition and a panoramic roof. I'm sure, well, I hope you all agree with me that this was definitely the best decision. Although I just said it was just under 70 grand, I paid just over 70 grand for it because I think at the time I signed, the discounts had changed a little bit and they're actually slightly better now. But as I said, I'm sure you can agree, this was definitely the best value for money, and it doesn't disappoint me at all because Q7s are one of my favourites anyway. And let's be honest, it's still a really nice looking car, and it's way cheaper than all the others. And yes, you can argue that this is a slightly older model now, like the Range Rover Sport and the Cayenne and the X5, they have all been updated, and the tech may be a little bit newer. And yes, you can say this car is based on slightly older tech than the others, but I don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I think it's a good thing that it's a lot simpler. We have a virtual cockpit they're all used to. Instead of these massive wraparound screens, we just have a dual screen here. But it's just easier to use. There's less gimmicks, there's less pain in the arse things, like lane departure, for example, is really easy to turn off on this. You literally just press the button there and it's off. Speed warning isn't intrusive. There's none of this where it's spying on you constantly. It's older technology which is better because it's a lot less intrusive when you're trying to drive the car. There's nothing worse with modern cars when you get in it and the first thing you got to do is turn 10 things off so you can actually drive the car without it trying to kill you or just beep at you constantly. So that's a massive benefit with this too.
And we can see, look, the car's only done 20 miles. We've got two really easy to use screens. One is dedicated to the climate control. One does the radio, sat nav, home. I've been driving a new electric car for the last week or so, and just jumping in this and how easy it is to use with none of the rubbish is just a bit refreshing, actually. And yeah, it's just a really, really nice car. And then the other good things about it is it's a 7-seater as well. The others aren't 7-seaters as standard, although on the BMW I think you can get an option, maybe on the Range Rover, I'm not sure. And you've got 6 ISOFIX seats in here as well, front, 3 and 2 in the rear. None of them can beat that. And the other thing is, it's also got the biggest boot out of them all as well. So guys, as I said at the beginning of this video, the whole point I'm doing this was because Capital approached me and wanted to do an ad for Christmas. And I think it's about time that we listen to that ad on Capital. You know what, even though it's my advert, I still don't think I'm allowed to actually publish it on here, and I don't want to get a copyright strike. So you'll just have to listen to it on Capital yourselves. So that is the Audi Q7 Black Edition and the Lamborghini Huracan. They are both live on Compete for Cars right now, along with Chris Slicks's GT4 and Salvage Rebuild UK's Golf R as well. So just click the link in the description, guys. Go over and grab as many tickets for as many cars as you want. But in terms of the Q7 and the Lamborghini Huracan, they will be running until the 21st of December, and the competitions both end at 9 PM, with the live draws being at 9:30 PM. So I said at the beginning of the video, I'll give you a discount code to use on the Q7 because I'd rather you guys get a discount on the tickets. If you use discount code Q7, that will give you nearly 20% off each ticket. So as always, guys, massive thank you to everyone watching. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do this without everyone watching and enjoying the content. So, and I thought it was just a bit of a different video. Don't normally do stuff like this. It is a one-off. So just thought, yeah, why not give it a go? So guys, link in the description. Go grab your tickets on the Q7 and also the Huracan as well. There are cash alternatives on both, and good luck. And Chris Slicks's car actually ends tonight, so go grab your tickets for that as well. The next video is going to be a new build. Cheers, guys.